So in light of recent, shall we call them events? I was brought back to this one A24 movie that came out this year. I think it's called Domestic Disagreement? No, that can't be it. Interior Conflict? No, that's not right. Civil War. Right. That one. Yeah, that's the. And if you know me or my channel, you'll know that I do somewhat half-baked reviews of whole entire movies. And if you're new to the channel, hey, welcome, I guess. Now, I'm not one for overanalyzing specific actor performances in movies, but I gotta admit, after watching Civil War, I was kind of stumped because there's one actor in here, someone who's coincidentally been in some of my favorite movies of all time, that delivered a very interesting performance. That actor, or actress, I guess, I don't like the gendering of jobs like acting, but that's beside the point, was Kirsten Dunst. And for the life of me, I can't decide if her performance was good or bad. So let's talk about it. Like I said, I've coincidentally been following recently married Mrs. Dunst for a long time because she just ends up being in some of my favorite movies. You know, I'm talking the Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Wag the Dog, Melancholia, which I was actually shown for the first time in college and I've watched it several times since, and most recently, Civil War. And now that I'm looking at it, Dunst hasn't really been in anything of note since the early 2010s. And okay, I mean, if you're counting the Netflix original movie, The Power of the Dog, well, there's the door. You're not welcome here. She had a pretty minor role in Hidden Figures. She's been in several complete duds like Woodshock and The Beguiled, which to be fair, I haven't watched, so maybe I shouldn't trust IMDb with my entire life, but I do. Here we are. Anyways, apparently she was in Anchorman 2 as well. I mean, I don't remember her role in that at all, and I've watched that movie like 3 times, so I guess that says something. I just have memory loss from all the drugs. That's what it says. The point is, Civil War is the only major motion picture that Dunst has been in since 2017. And the only one of note since, well, 2007, if I'm not being biased. Because I just really like Lars von Trier movies because I'm a weirdo film nerd, irrelevant. And I've incidentally followed Dunst's career in the form of her most notable movies over the last 2 decades. During this time, I've observed that she's really good at playing this very specific type of character. The fairly clueless figurehead girl used for propaganda in Wag the Dog, the heartbroken and confused Mary Jane in Spider-Man 3, and actually pretty much all the Spider-Mans, if I'm being honest. The emotionally numb bride who cheats on her husband-to-be with the, actually, yeah, I gotta look this up. Who does Kirsten Dunst's character cheat on her husband with in Melancholia? Okay, well, shut the fuck up. She does not explicitly cheat on her husband with anyone on screen. Yes, she does. She literally, like, fucks him on the golf course, no? She's really good at acting, well, for lack of a better word, aloof. And at first, seeing her character in Civil War, this war journalist named Lee, I thought nothing had changed. She doesn't seem to care at all about her job or this budding young protagonist portrayed by Kaylee Spaney that aspires to be her, simply because, well, it seems like she's just accepted that she'll die on the job.
I know you're really angry about it, and I know you think I don't know shit, but...
I'm not angry about that, Jesse. I don't care what you do or don't know.
Okay, but you are angry with me.
There is no version of this that isn't a mistake. I know, because I'm it. Joe and Sammy are it.
It's my choice.
Right. And I'll remember that when you lose your shit, or you get blown up, or shot.
Which makes this performance all the more interesting because it had me immediately thinking about her performance in Melancholia, where she portrays this woman who's cursed with somehow knowing that a giant planet is about to collide into the Earth, so really nothing matters.
All I know is life on Earth is evil. There may be life somewhere else, but there isn't. How do you know? Because I know things.
And yeah, if you didn't want a spoiler from a movie that was made over a decade ago, you probably shouldn't be on this channel. Point is, she was clearly channeling that character a lot in Civil War. And up until the last, 15 minutes of the movie, nothing changed. But that's where it got interesting. Because all of a sudden, out of this emotionally detached, disdainful, nihilistic mold emerges a sign of life, of reality.
Surveyor, get your hands down! Tuck in! One tower, north side, 17th Street, North Point Tracer.
This pretty powerful scene where the journalists are on the front line and Dunst's character Lee starts having a panic attack starts to make the rest of her performance make sense. Whereas for the majority of the movie, Lee has simply been present, not participating, not changing. Suddenly everything that she's experienced in this daunting dystopian landscape catches up to her in an instant. It's a very interesting performance from a film nerd's perspective, and I'd love to dive into it deeper, but wow, would you look at the time? Ultimately, I still can't decide if this is truly a good performance and it's nuanced in the ways that I think it is, or if Dunst was just plucked up by A24 in an attempt to revive her career as she gets older. No shade, I mean, I still think she's a great actress. She's just You know, she's 42. She's no spring chicken. And at the end of the day, despite playing in a lot of these damsel in distress roles, I've always thought there's been more depth to the character she plays, and maybe she doesn't get enough credit for it. I don't know. But the reality is, at a certain age, no one really cares how good you look. You really have to start letting the acting take the wheel. So what do you think? Did you watch this movie and have the same thoughts I did? Or do you feel like you just wasted 5 to 7 minutes of your life by watching this video? Let me know in the comments. All right, but that's pretty much it. I'm just gonna go wallow in my own self-pity now, knowing that it's a real saying that there are no blue states, just blue cities. Yeah, we're fucked.